Hey everyone, it's Apache here and welcome back to Broken Sword Shadows of the Templars. We are playing as George Stobbart here, and so far he's an American tourist, come to Paris on a tour of Europe, sat down at a cafe and a clown walked into the cafe and blew up the cafe with a bomb and an accordion. And so we are on the crime fighting trail trying to catch the killer of the guy inside the cafe. We found out the guy's name is Plantard, and he was waiting for a journalist called Nico who we also get to play as in this game. We've already played as her a little bit. And Nico doesn't know exactly why Plantard was waiting for her. So we've just come out of this gate here, and we can head back into the scene of the destruction here. I'll try talking to Inspector Moo, part of a psychic detective team.
Excuse me, Sergeant.
What do you want now?
I know the identity of the dead guy. His name was Plantard.
Is that so? You knew him, did you?
No, but
We'll know everything there is to know about him soon enough.
I'm trying to be helpful here.
The best way you can help us is to go home, monsieur.
I found this red nose in the sewer.
What were you doing down there?
Fishing for clues. That's where the clown went.
You still insist you saw a clown, monsieur?
Of course. And this novelty nose proves it.
It will take more than a plastic proboscis to convince Inspector Rousseau.
You don't want this as evidence, then?
Certainly not, monsieur.
And so I've realised something whilst editing the last couple of episodes, but talky games like this, where you've got a lot of dialogue, a lot of cross-chat between them, it's difficult to actually commentate on it. So I am going to be quiet for a lot in this game. Less so in some of the other kind of point-and-click adventures that I want to play. But this series especially prided itself in the 90s on its commentary, on its talkies. And so it was a fairly new invention back when this came out to actually have audible chat instead of just the subtitles. So it was a really good idea when it came out, but commentating on it is slightly different than it would be in a normal point-and-click adventure.
Do you recognize this dirty tissue?
No, monsieur, I do not.
I found it in the sewer.
Perhaps it would be better if you put it back there.
No way. This could be an important clue.
If you say so, monsieur.
So we have a tissue full of grease that we found in a sewer. Wonderful.
I believe this material came from the clown's clothing.
If you are right, monsieur, then the clown must be an Englishman.
Well, how do you figure that?
Only the English would wear a suit made from material like that.
Don't you like the English?
It is not so much a question of liking, rather one of taste. They have none.
What do you suppose this tool is used for, Sergeant Moo?
It looks like something an obstetrician would use, monsieur.
It was with tools like this that the clown made his escape.
I don't understand.
He opened up the hole and disappeared into the bowels of the earth.
If you say so, monsieur.
Okay.
See you later, Sergeant.
So we can't go back in. We've been through here into the alleyway where we can go down into the sewer. So we can call Nico on this work phone here. Aha, and we can phone whoever this is. Let's phone Nico first.
Hello, Nico Collard.
Hello? It's George.
Ah, oui.
You said to call if I could help.
Have you any news for me?
You bet. I met a witness who spoke to the clown. And I know where the killer gets his suits.
No kidding. Hey, I'm impressed.
You are? Well, it wasn't easy.
Look, why don't you come here to my apartment later this afternoon?
Fine. Where do you live?
361 Rue Jarry.
Okay, I'll come over.
I was used to working alone, but I had to admit it felt good with George on the case too. But there were some things I was going to have to do alone, and fast. I needed the answers to some questions. Who was the costume killer? And why did he murder Carchon? Why did Carchon ask for me to interview him? How did he know my father? And why was my editor so scared? There was some kind of secret war going on out there, but who was on which side? One thing I did know. I wasn't going to get the answers sitting at my desk.
Okay, so are we playing as her now? Yes, we are. Okay, so we have a look at the journal, just catch us up what's been happening with Nico. So, relaxing in the bath, I was disturbed by a phone call from my editor, Ronnie. He asked me to interview Pierre Cochon. Creepy mime outside of Cochon's apartment. Madame Cochon, cold as ice. Monsieur Cochon, suave and charming, living up to his reputation, played along with his flirtation. The sound of a vase smashing, and Monsieur Cochon went to investigate. A gunshot. I rushed into the room and found a mime standing over Cochon's body. If you want to pause, you can read through all of this to get the backstory. I'm going to go to the last page. Yeah. Met an American guy, George, who was caught up in the blast. A little bit further. Explosive results. Arrived to meet Plantard. Turned out a cafe has been blown up. Plantard has been the latest victim of a costume killer. Will I be next? Met an American guy, George, who was caught up in the blast. He's keen to find out what happened. I gave him my phone number. I hope that wasn't a mistake. Last thing I need is someone pestering me. George called. He has found some clues. I invited him over this afternoon. Need to find out more for myself before he arrives. Should I go to the police? Can I trust them? Glad to have somebody else investigating. So, we're in her room. A lot of stuff here to have a look at. So let's have a look around. Go for this first.
My first Teddy. Never had a boyfriend as loyal as him.
So we can use just using the phone or using the table. Not really doing much, is she? Okay, right. It's just an animation. Just checking the voicemail, I think.
You have no messages.
Uh-huh.
It was a photograph of my father, the first one I ever took, with the first camera he ever bought me.
With her handprint on it as well. Okay, so let's have a look at the important stuff in the room. So this is the other carved elephant.
The box was carved by my father. It never had a key. The elephant on the lid was a perfect match to Carchon's. The box was one of the few things. The elephant on the lid was a...
So can I pick the lock? Anything else I can do with it? Not for now.
It was the beautiful... The artifact... no. No.
See if there's anything I can
no.
do with this. I think you have to smash this open.
No. 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 No.
Okay, let's use the phone. I think there's a couple of people we needed to call.
There wasn't anyone that I needed to call.
Okay. So let's head out.
Mamselle Collard.
Oh, hello there. Don't tell me I'm going to meet a tall, dark man.
No, I don't think so. Why would you say that?
Oh, just a wild guess.
Anyway, your cousin's female and very pretty.
What?
Your cousin from Marseille. How could you forget her so soon? She was only in your apartment yesterday.
Ah, really?
Such a charming young girl.
Isn't she? And in my apartment, you say?
She let herself in, of course. She's got a key.
Suddenly, everything made sense. My apartment had been bugged. That was how Plantard knew all about my article. How did I know? Because the only cousin I have is a sweet little guy called Jean-Marc, who runs a patisserie in Le Touquet. These people were determined, which meant they were also very dangerous. I suppose she'd forgotten which apartment was mine.
Oh, Miss Collard, you're a mind reader. That's just what she said.
Oh, I bet it was. Well, I'd better be going. See what my sweet cousin's been getting up to.
Au revoir, mademoiselle.
Let's see what has been updated to. Okay. So we can head back in, try and find the bug, I suppose. Or we can head out. Let's head back in first.
So, where had my pretty new cousin hidden her little bug, eh? I was going to have to search everywhere. My first teddy, It was a photograph. They hadn't placed the bug
On the machine?
You have no...
Nope.
I really do not know where we are going, but I pray to God that we are gonna get there. Stay with me, don't leave me where you going. I can't be left alone out of my own head.
So is he going to be on the table or on the telephone?
Cause I think I feel the same way too. Take my hand and let's do it my walking.
But that doesn't do anything.
Let's go to the stars.
Can we phone anybody yet?
There wasn't anyone that I needed to call.
No.
Hand in hand, finally, I was broke.
So is there anywhere else we can look?
I really do not care where we are going.
Nothing on there.
As we're together, I do not care. Come back here, don't leave me where you going. Don't leave me and don't make me shed another tear. I know everything that you're thinking, 'cause I'm thinking the
And doesn't look like there's anything in here either.
Take my hand and let's do it my
We can head back out and head into Paris. So this is the Paris map. So we have the Cochon residence, the Café de la Chandelle Verte. Not too good at the French stuff. French pronunciations. We head down to the Cochon residence.
Bonjour, monsieur.
Bonjour, mademoiselle.
Can I ask what you're doing?
I am guarding the scene of a terrible and heinous crime.
Yeah, this statue. Tell me about it.
Au contraire, mademoiselle. This statue is a pure and visionary statement, a comment upon man's self-imposed isolation within a debased societal framework.
Not a crime, then.
The only crime you will find here is the murder of the great Monsieur Cachon.
No. How dramatic.
I know. Here in this very building, no less. It is top secret, but according to Cachon's wife, the killer was dressed as a mime. Police believe there was an accomplice, a young female journalist. Even as we speak, she is being hotly pursued up and down the land. No stone is being left unturned.
Good place to look for a journalist, officer.
We police are no fools.
Evidently.
Okay, so apparently we're being investigated by the police.
Why would a
Ask about the
mime kill
mime.
Monsieur Cachon?
He was a hired killer, I expect. Everybody knows mimes don't leave prints.
You must be quite an aficionado of modern art.
Au contraire, I adore it. In fact, I dabble myself.
Oh, really? I used to dabble myself, but I managed to quit in the end. How was Monsieur Cachon killed?
He was shot in cold blood with a gun.
Why was he dressed as a mime?
I have my own theory. Either he was mad,
Or
or he was a real mime, trying to throw us all off the scent by cunningly not wearing a disguise.
how long have you been in the police force?
All my life, mademoiselle.
It shows.
Thank you.
Okay, so it looks like we can't actually head in.
I'm sorry, mademoiselle. This is a crime scene and I cannot permit...
Yep. However, we can we climb up here?
I would be obliged if you did not touch... Please do not finger the wires. They are high-tension titanium-coated wires, especially imported from Birmingham, in England.
This guy was either into art or wire, or both.
If they were to become freed, this superb piece of kinetic engineering would topple and fall. At the same time, the force of the recoil would take your eye out.
Well, that's what I want. Okay, so there's nothing we can do there. So we go back to a cafe.
The door was locked.
We can use the telephone.
I didn't need to call anyone. Hello, could I ask you some questions?
That depends. Are you a cop?
No, I'm a journalist.
Bit late, aren't you? They already took away the body.
I'm doing a follow-up on this story.
Okay, so we'll go through all the different options. I'm not going to bother, I don't think, with any of these because this is...
Tell me, are you related to the workman I saw digging the hole?
Don't talk to me about flobage. Pah!
Okay.
He just won a fortune on the horses and he won't give me a cent.
Well, it's his money.
When he was broke, he was happy to touch me for a loan. Brothers should look after each other, he used to say. He's changed his tune, now he's brassed up.
You're doing a fine job.
Damn right I am. You should be writing about me, not that idiot that got blown up.
The heroes who pick up the pieces when disaster strikes.
Exactly.
Well, give me your best smile and maybe I'll put your picture in the article.
Oh, right. Just give me a minute to do my hair.
Okay. Oh, he's...
The police had removed the body, but nothing else looked disturbed.
So he was looking away so I can actually go inside. That's good. So we know from George, I moved this mirror with George and I looked in it and it looked like you could see the head of the guy, the dead guy on the floor. But there was nothing else and I was clicking around for ages. So I think you have to do that with Nico now that the body's gone. And it should give us a clue.
A
Yes.
panel had been blown away, revealing a gap. From this angle, I could see that something had been lodged in the gap behind the pipes.
So now we should have...
Behind the table were some damaged pipes.
this.
Voila! The police and forensic teams had missed a vital piece of evidence. Some kind of pouch. On the pouch was the cross symbol of Cauchon's organization. I was on the right track. On the pouch was the cross symbol of Cauchon's organization. Inside the pouch were two items, a strange metallic artifact and a letter in some kind of code.
Okay, so we have...
The
what looks like
artifact
another
had a
key.
sword laid across scales. There was a picture of Lady Justice on the locked panel in the room
so this
below
is how
the
we get into-
conciergerie.
Yeah. This is a key for a door we found, or a wall hanging that had a door in it.
Another coded message using the same cipher system. So, Plantard was involved with Cochon.
Right. Is this going to be the same? So if that was P, and then this one here will be an L. That one is an A. This one is an N. This is a T. This one is an R. And this one is a D. So Plantard. And then that one there is an I. And an E. The O is a K. M. U. S. Must. It looks like that one is an F. Must have. So that is a B, and that one is a H, and the S looking one there is a O. That's a W. This one that's a U. No. That's the U. No. That one's the U. And that's the T. This one is the V. G. B. We know that is a Y. That's an S. No. Right, that's a C. So just before we go on, Plantard, Pierre killed. Murderer must have followed trail from Arno in Yamada. He will come for us now. We must be vigilant. Thierry's girl broke into Pierre's safe. She worries me, Imelda. Okay, so we know Imelda knows about the artifact.
Plantard. Pierre killed. Murderer must have followed trail from Arno and Yamada. He will come for us now. We must be vigilant. Thierry's girl broke into Pierre's safe. She worries me, Imelda. So much for Imelda's innocence. Plantard was working for her, and for Canchon. But why did Plantard want to meet? Was it a trap? Or maybe he was in too deep and needed me to tell a story, whatever the story was. One thing was clear. It was a story worth killing for.
Okay. So now we can head out.
Hey, what about my photos?
Oh, of course. How could I forget?
Well, I'm waiting. Get your camera out.
Camera. Oh, I forgot. It broke.
Alors, they should never send a woman to do a man's job.
Well, this woman had fooled him easily enough, and found the evidence the police had missed.
Okay, so where do we want to go? I think let's try and use the phone.
I didn't need to call anyone.
Nope. Try and knock on the door.
The door was locked.
And I want to go into the sewer to see if it is still open. No, it's not.
There might have been clues down there. but I was relieved I... The strange metal artifact I found in Plantard's pouch had pointed back to the quayside.
It's going to push us over into here. And in again. So we need to do this again, don't we? So we lift that up. We put the shell underneath. And we put this into there. Which lifts that. Now we can take the shell out.
I removed the shell case.
Now we can head in. And in here we can use this on this little hole here. And that'll open this door.
Plantard's key fitted the lock, so he must have used this place too. A photograph had been torn up. If I could just arrange the pieces.
Okay, so we have a little jigsaw puzzle.
Oh my god, it can't be.
So this one there. And she's already recognised her father. Okay, they don't snap together, it doesn't look like. Well, they do, but not fully. So now, I don't know how accurate you need to be with these. Try and get the face in. That one there. That bit there. And that bit.
There was no doubt about it. It was a picture of my father. Papa! Oh God. After what I'd gone through, I thought I could face anything. But not this. My father, the one person in the whole world who I truly admired, standing with Cachon while those murderers carried on with their evil work. My father, grinning at the camera. I couldn't believe it.
We found the other half of the photo in a desk.
I realized that I desperately needed to get to the bottom of this story, and that I really needed George.
Later that afternoon. Okay, and we are as George now. I think that is where I'm going to leave it today. It's quite a nice place to leave it. And we will continue tomorrow with finding out the rest based around George Stobbart. So thank you very much for joining me today. If you did enjoy this episode, please leave a like, comment and subscribe on the video and to the channel. And I will see you tomorrow. If you enjoyed this video, please consider supporting me by subscribing to the channel and liking and commenting on the videos. Thanks. See you next time.